Hello and welcome to Simon Says Artwork. In this video it's going to be the 18th instalment of the Inktober challenge, and I am still doing this with my left hand since on the 30th of September I had an injury to my right hand, but this is now healed and I'm just doing this left-handed to try and become more proficient drawing with both hands. And hopefully the plan is on the 31st of October I'll be doing a drawing with both hands at the same time and seeing what happens. So in this drawing, I'm still going to be in this little black sketchbook, and the plan is to do something based on my memory of what I was doing earlier today, which I was doing a bit of a vlog, which I'm going to start uploading to this channel. And part of this vlog is about farming equipment and things that we find in fields. It's going to be Petra and I who are collaborating on this piece of work, and or pieces of work I should say. It's going to be a body of work we create. And basically we are starting by using bits and pieces and engaging with them in the fields, and that's what the vlog is going to be titled, is In the Fields. So let's get started. Okay, so here we are with the 18th instalment of this Inktober Challenge 2022. Now, I've started to introduce the grayscale brush pens because I thought that it'd add another dimension to the tonal values that I can start to explore in the drawings. And so far I've quite appreciated and enjoyed the difference that it makes to the other installments. It's not going to be all with grayscale brush pens. I am planning on doing some black and white images, but to be honest, I also have sets of coloured pens which could be quite nice to use as a way to kind of really vary up the mark making and the strength of the image. I do think that coloured pens are quite a different kind of finish and feel to the drawing. You can just do layers of depth with it, you know, buildings in one colour and buildings in the distance in another colour and people in the foreground in a separate one again, and all of these things really help. For this, you can see how plotting out these colours, sorry, not these colours, but these tones of grey are really quite nice, where black and white would be a bit more of a blunt instrument to describe what I was trying to show here in this drawing. Now, there are several things that I got wrong with this drawing, but I'm not going to harp on about that because it's drawing from memory, which I find a lot harder than drawing from imagination. And I remember that because my first series of videos on this channel was called 15-minute memories, and that was something which I got the idea from watching the Draftsman podcast, which is sadly ended now, but it's still there with a few seasons to watch. And it's just a really nice drawing exercise that Marshall Vandruff introduced on the podcast, and it's something which I thought was far more challenging than I expected. And I really learnt a lot from trying to do it. I think I did something like 13 in total, and I filmed something like 7 of them, I think. So all of those are the first videos on this channel. Easy to find if you go to the videos and then go in date order and reverse the date order oldest to newest. Then you can find those videos. To be honest, I was quite tempted to do a reaction to those videos because of how much difference there is between how I made those videos and how I make videos now. But I say that this month has been quite a challenge to make videos which are, I don't know, they've got enough effort in that I feel as though I'm really pushing myself to make the type of content that I aim to make, and to do daily videos makes it really difficult. So after this month I am going to change up how the videos play. For the better, obviously, not for the worse. And Back to the drawing. What I'm doing here is using a very light grayscale brush pen, and the way it works is that if you do a layer of marks with the grayscale brush pen and then the light one, which I'm using at the moment, and then let that set for a moment and then go back over it, it starts to become bits darker in certain areas, which is really nice. And I was trying to take advantage of the layering that you can use with these pens to try and describe bits of grass and bits of shadow and just some of the textures that I saw today. And it was fun. It was I do quite enjoy these pens, I must admit. They're really fun to use, and I do feel like you can really build up some depth, which is what's quite nice. I mean, this pen now looks not too far off black, but the truth is it's just a dark grey, and I really like the effect that it has when it sits on the other greys that are there. I think that it's really nice looking tonal values and scale. And it was a little bit rushed, as far as I knew that I couldn't remember all of the details of what I'd seen today, but I wanted to try and do something which was somewhat close to what I'd seen. And doing some of this made me lose some of the actual detail, like trying to add some of the darker layers, but I just thought it was important if I'm going to try and create a sense of depth with the image. And you have to experiment and go too far sometimes, and that's possibly what I did with this drawing, but I don't mind that too much because it's still interesting regardless, in my opinion. Especially with these strange teeth, you can tell that this is part of a larger machine, and I've been really enjoying studying and looking at these machines and these parts, and they're really old and rusty, but part of this texture is something which is based on Petra's work. And I've not shown it clearly in this, but it's just based on something which happened just before we left the field. So I will show that, I think, next month in part of a vlog that I'm going to introduce to the channel. And we'll have clips from this day as well as some others as well. But that's where I got up to with the drawing. And I quite like this installment. Okay, that is the drawing done. Now, I decided to just use the grayscale pens. Now, I did get out grayscale pens, I think 5 of them, and 1 Pigma Micron fineliner. I didn't end up using this at all, but I used every other grayscale pen because these are really nice and fun to use. They all have different tones, and as in tonal values on a value range, and they also, some of them have tints of certain colours. One very specifically has a bluey purple type of tint to it, not hint. I don't know where my mind is. So this is what I ended up drawing. Now, I think this is quite interesting. I tried to get in certain bits of texture. It's certainly not accurate to what I saw today, but I was trying to be as close as I could to the very few elements that I could conjure up. Now, I used to be able to remember things a lot more clearly, and I'm a bit out of practice, so I know there was a lot more going on with this contraption here, which was really interesting, and I just couldn't remember what it looked like. So I thought if I just do a layer of a kind of, I don't know if you'd call it a base, but certainly a flat metal area, and then these kind of spiked kind of teeth coming out from either side, that I do remember. I don't know how accurate that is even, but either way, the point being, this is what I got drawn, and the important part to me was trying to get some of the texture on bits of these hooked like shapes. Now, I'll do more accurate drawings from the day, but that'll be from photo reference, and I'll take a lot longer on it, and it won't be drawn with my left hand, I can't imagine. To be honest, today was the first time this month that I drew with my right hand when I was out in the field with Petra, so that was interesting. And yeah, I'll share that as well, because I still need to work on that drawing a little bit. I've got a habit of trying to finish drawings either in a session or in a day, whereas, to be honest, to grow as an artist, sometimes you have to try to ensure that you give yourself enough time and freedom to actually develop a piece beyond what you get with the initial marks and impressions that you have, and even to divert from the accuracy of a study, and you can sometimes just take your own interpretation and feelings and follow that beyond what the literal subject looks like. Anyway, all that is just to say that's to come in the next few months, possibly. Maybe just in the next few weeks, I'm not sure, but it certainly won't be for this month. This month is still going to be Inktober and dedicated to that. For me, because I do a podcast as well and a podcast clip each week, I'm uploading 9 videos a week at the moment, which is more than enough, and that is going to come to an end at the end of this month. And I'm going to start injecting a lot more effort into the art videos, and I'm going to only upload 1 per week, and I've even considered 1 per fortnight, just to see how much better I can make the video with different elements and different ways of exploring the location where I am, and also the subject and the concepts, to try and communicate them with the viewers. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, then please leave a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, share this with any friends, family, or anyone who you think might enjoy any kind of art like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.